Today we're trying to make some more progress on our exhaust manifold. If you remember, this is a 98-99 Camaro exhaust manifold. We chose this because it's stamped steel. That way we can make cuts and weld things to it in a way we can't do with cast iron manifolds. So rather than trying to start from scratch and build some kind of header, custom header, we're going to see if we can modify this. If you remember, the first cut was a pretty crude one with a plasma cutter where we just simply took this flange off to get it out of the way, and sure enough we cleared the steering box, which is a main issue, but we still had a little problem with a fitting under here. So today we're going to use a slightly more precise instrument. We're going to take the trusty Sawzall, we're going to make some cuts here, and we're going to play around with maybe taking like a 45 tube like this and maybe seeing if it'll fit in here someplace and still go provide a down tube that we can stick a flange on later on and make it go past the steering box and down along beside the transmission and out the back. That's the plan anyway. Let's see what happens. Well, I made some marks. I put this back in the car, got underneath, made some marks on where this pipe should come out just about, and it turns out that the 90 degree, by bending it a little bit and putting it somewhere about there, should be just about right. This will probably take another little bend on the end here before it's done. So I'm just going to make a tack weld with my little 110 welder, and then we can put it back under the car and see if it's indeed about where we want it. Here's the stuff those car shows on TV where they're always building stuff and they manage to build a whole car in 30 minutes. Well, this is the kind of stuff they never show you. You know, we're trying to make a new manifold out of this Camaro stamped steel thing, so we've got a down pipe that I've tested underneath the car. It looks pretty good. So now I wanted to connect these two pipes here with this. So I needed some sort of a little filler piece and started to shape this on the end with the belt sander, and that part was looking real good. But I forgot to allow for the amount of material I was taking off here, and so now it's too short over here. So I got to start over again. But anyway, I did discover that this is probably going to work pretty well. It should have a nice flow. It'll Y into here. This one's going to come over from this side, and we should still have pretty good flow. Well, here's what our manifold looks like so far. The Camaro piece you can see is here, and the pieces that I've added are here. This down tube is actually 2 1/4 inch aluminized exhaust tubing. I had a local muffler shop make the 90 for me. I made these two filler pieces here that Y in, made cutouts so that we've got pretty decent flow. The cross section of this is actually larger than the original cast iron manifold, so and once again, this is not a track car, this is just going to be a daily driver, so we think we'll be in good shape there. This final down pipe here will probably need a little bit of a turn to come back a little closer to the bell housing, but it does clear everything on the car right now. And then we'll decide whether we put a flange on or just use a slip tube arrangement. In any engine swap project like this, there are always going to be some compromises. And in this case, I'm willing to compromise a little bit of horsepower by not having the world's perfect, most free-flowing exhaust system in return for something that I can do here in my shop that's relatively easy, that's quick, matches my skill level, and also it's pretty cost effective. These cast iron 98-90, or not cast iron, stamped steel 98-99 Camaro exhaust manifolds are pretty easy to find. I picked up a pair pretty inexpensively on eBay. So this is going to work just fine. It's what we call here in Cedar County, Missouri, CBE. That stands for crude but effective. So this is Wayne Powell saying stay tuned for more developments here at One Geezer's Garage. See you next time.